How's it going, guys? This is the RJB0, and what you see in front of you is a deck profile. Yes, a deck profile combining Flamvels, X-Sabers, Chaos, and Frognarks? Now, who in their right mind would ever make a deck that dumb? In fact, why would anybody, even in their wrong mind, make a deck that dumb? My answer to that question is another question. You know what makes Yu-Gi-Oh really fun to play? Really dumb decks. So my story about this starts about a year ago when I was running X-Sabers and I was just getting really good with X-Sabers and it was a really good X-Saber deck, and I started to realize this deck is getting really boring. So I sold the deck for about 80 bucks and a few awesome cards, and I decided, you know what needs to happen? I need to make a deck that is totally unpredictable, where all the plays have to be either creative or just plain insane, and it needs to be pretty good. So I made a deck that was, as I recall, Scrapkeeper Frog Monarch Dad, and I took it to a tournament. And something amazing happened. People started to love playing against that deck. Because not only was it a decent deck, but they couldn't figure out what they were going to do against it. They couldn't even figure out what I was going to do with it, and I didn't even know. Every play I made was new to me. Because the deck made absolutely no sense. So that was when my search for dumb decks began. A few weeks later, one of my friends decided to make a deck using self-destruct, as in he gets himself down to about 1,000 life points and then uses self-destruct to make the duel a draw. That's pretty much the entire point of his deck. And it was funny. It was funny to play against because you had no idea what he was doing. He'd play Hope for Escape and make his life points like 2,000 and then draw like 5 cards. Or increase your life points so that you could draw a card, and he wasn't even using bad reaction to Samochi or anything like that. The entire deck was made to make you have 7,000 less life points than your opponent, and then use self-destruct button. It was hilarious. The next deck I found was a Final Countdown deck, where the entire point was to use incredibly annoying stall cards to make sure that you lasted 20 turns. And it was good, and it was funny, and it was fun to play against. And just a few weeks ago, the event that inspired me to make this video was I watched a guy who said that he had gotten really bored playing the serious game, scrapped his Black Wings, and made a moon deck. And when I say moon deck, I mean every last card in that deck either had moon in its title or a moon on its picture. To the point where I think somebody asked him when or why he didn't have a moon dragon in there, and he said because the tuner doesn't have a moon on it. So every single card in there had to do with moons. And it was funny. It was a lot of fun to play because he'd be doing stupid things like use Book of Moon and then summon Masaki the Legendary Swordsman, which he had in there because it had a metal moon on its helmet. And then he'd proceed to start destroying your monsters with it. And he even colluded a Colute at one point, and it was great. So I am presenting you guys a challenge. Find a theme that's really dumb, but you really want to do. Like, moon, or Final Countdown, or like my friend and I had a Pimps vs. Hoes duel on the Hobo League. And or even just cards you just really wanted to play and you've never had a reason to put them in a deck. Just make a deck out of them. Go to a tournament. I guarantee that first you will have a lot more fun than if you play Light Sworn, Six Sams, X-Sabers, black wings. Because let's face it, those decks are, you guys have all heard the term autopilot. You're not playing, the deck is playing. Also, people will like it because it's just funny. So, make a stupid deck, go to a tournament, tell me about your experience, maybe tell me what kind of stupid deck you used, and put it in the comments. And if you want to, just tell me what kind of stupid deck you'd like to see me make, and I'll make it for you. And I'll make a video and I'll give your channel a shout out or whatever. That is my challenge to you. So, this is the RJB0 signing out.